Hey, what up, guys and girls? It's your host, Chris Coleman from Champion Connections. I hope you all are having a great day. Now, today we're doing something a little different. Instead of the 30 to 40 minute long video, we're going to actually split it up into parts. Therefore, you can watch it easier, faster, and still go about your day, as well as getting new knowledge, meeting new people, and hearing about what others are doing. So today, my guest is Quilan Arnold from Philadelphia, got a scholarship to Penn State main campus to be a forensic scientist. Ended up losing his scholarship to pursue his passion, which is dance. So here's part one of his story. Guys and girls, this is really good. Really good.
Yeah, so my name is Quilan Arnold. I am a recent graduate from Penn State University. We are Penn State. And I am currently in the midst of transitioning over to Ohio State University for a Master's of Fine Arts in Dance. Graduated with a Bachelor's of Arts with an Integrative Arts degree, which is pretty much, I created my own dance major within Penn State University.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so I think that would be pretty much the summation of who I am right now. You're like, all right, well, I'm not good enough to go to pros or even Division 1A college football, so what am I going to do? And honestly, if I ended up getting scholarships to D2, D3 schools, but I got an academic scholarship to Penn State for forensic science. So I was like, how about I save my body and go to school for free versus having to pay 1/4 of a tuition. So yeah, I got into the forensic science program at Penn State. And my first year, I didn't fail, but I pretty much did the worst that I possibly could do. I ended my freshman year with a 2.1 GPA when I was supposed to have a 3.0 to keep my scholarship. And within pretty much slacking off and being lazy and all that stuff, pretty much trying to find myself. I found myself dancing a lot for some reason. And so whenever I was supposed to be studying, I would be dancing, and I would have a test the next morning at 8 a.m. and I would be dancing until 4 a.m., sleep through my tests, all that kind of crazy, worse, bad stuff. So yeah, so in order to kind of prioritize myself, I ended up switching my majors in order to have dance be the thing that I was working towards versus it being my distraction. Okay. So that's kind of how that's a long story to how that transition worked from football to dance and how I ended up getting into dance in the first place. And so my parents really just saw that I pretty much lost my scholarship after my freshman year. Not only did I lose my scholarship, but I want to go into dance. Out of all things, I want to go from science to this random thing that they've always thought was just a hobby, a phase, it would go away, and now I want to have a profession in that makes no money, no security. You know how parents are.
Yeah. That
kind of stuff. So they were looking at it as he's gone from, we thought he hit rock bottom and he decides that he wants to be a dancer. Okay, so rock bottom clearly isn't enough for him. Another example is that she was pretty much a very serious relationship. This girl that I had a serious relationship with, I was with her one night, and I told her, I'm like, hey, I think I want to go into dance. I think that's what I want to do with my life. And you know, she was kind of thinking like, hey, this is the person I kind of want to have a serious relationship with. I want to get married to, blah 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 blah. And so I'm a forensic science major. She thinks that's the secure way, right? And so when I say dance, she literally starts bawling her eyes out. and doesn't want to have anything. She's just crying. All her dreams are just like falling apart right in front of her eyes. And so those are just some examples. People really didn't think it was a positive thing. They were kind of thinking it was an excuse or more of a fall off from where my priorities were at. They were, I guess, to sum that up, it's like most of the people who I cared about and who cared about me thought I was pretty much losing my mind with it, and I just wasn't thinking straight. There are two groups over at Penn State that I was a part of. The first group was, the reason I was dancing instead of studying was that I found this group called RAM Squad, Raw Aesthetic Movements. That's an official organization at Penn State. So I was a part of them for a long while and always really have been. But within a couple of years, probably 2 years, the end of my sophomore year, I wanted to do more with dance than kind of just go somewhere. RAM Squad was very based off of coming together in one spot and just being free to dance, let yourself loose, get away from the stress of life, blah, 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 blah. And I wanted to do more with hip-hop dance, and I wanted to go out and start trying to be more influential with it and try to be more serious about it. So I ended up going off and trying to get a couple of friends who were a part of that RAM Squad group, as well as some other people who ended up transferring from a different Penn State branch. And we ended up coming together, we ended up just clicking, and we ended up trying to take it to another level in the sense of really thinking seriously about dance, not just hip-hop dance, but we started thinking about taking it to a deeper level. And with that came trying to put out a lot more videos on YouTube. We're actually trying to get a fan base within Penn State and outside of Penn State. Between those two groups, I've gotten to go to Miami for a couple battles, or for a battle. Got to go to Pittsburgh a couple times for some competitions, and then also to New York for dance festivals, etc. So between those two groups, I've done a couple of things, and then a lot of it has just been myself. At Penn State, there's not a lot of dance community in general, and so especially the seriousness that I take with hip-hop, there's really not a lot of people who do that as well. So I would have to go out myself and go to conferences and festivals and workshops in order to just invest in myself. So a lot of the traveling was just me with a lot of it, but I also did a couple good traveling opportunities with the groups as well. I actually just saw a quote, I think it was from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he was talking about Dwight Howard, and he was saying how talent has a shelf life. And so I feel like everybody's born with certain talents. You know, God gives them passion within their heart that has to do with whatever talent they possess. But, you know, I think there is a difference between talent and skill is something that you work hard for. You use that talent in order to, as your starting base, and then you invest in yourself to gain skill. And so I think for me, I had a natural talent that I just love to dance in general. Whenever music would come on, I just couldn't help myself. I would just be bouncing and moving, and people think I have Tourette's and everything like that. So I just had a natural gift to move to music or to rhythm or what have you. But that doesn't mean, especially if like you saw me now from when I first started dancing, or when you see me and 4 more years from now, you'll see a huge difference in the quality and the training or what have you. you'll see that I've gotten a lot better. And that's just through, I think I started pretty much, YouTube has been my friend, because especially within hip-hop at Penn State, there weren't too many people who were into that, so I had to teach myself a lot, and YouTube was pretty much the place for that. You know, watch tutorial videos, making sure I go out that night and practice that stuff, and just staying consistent with that. And then within other genres, in jazz, ballet, modern, African, what have you, being able to be a part of a great dance program at Penn State allowed me to work on those other genres, and being able to find out concepts about dance that would help me, even not only in those genres but in hip-hop as well. So between YouTube, traveling to workshops, being around people with a like mindset, and the dance program in general, I think staying consistent within those things are the main things that helped me to go from to help me take a little bit of my talent and convert it over to some skill stuff. And I'm still learning. I'm not anything. Even those people that you mentioned, Zuckerberg and Beyonce and what have you, all those people are still learning. That's what makes them great and keeps them ahead of the game, is that they're always hungry, that they're always trying to get to that next level. They're never satisfied. They're never content. Even though everybody else is praising them for what they've done, they're already thinking about the next thing. And I think that's what separates the great from the good, and the good from the okay, and everything.
Wait. Don't go. Because part 2 is coming out tomorrow. So remember to check back. And if you don't remember, all you have to do is subscribe. Then you'll be notified as soon as the episode's released. So make sure you click the links below and subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend, because everyone's a champion. We just have to make that connection. You see what I did there? Champion connection? You'll get it tomorrow when you come and watch the next video. Ciao. So rude of me. I forgot. If you want to see Quilan in action, check out his YouTube page, Q for Christ. I'll spell it down below. Or you can watch this 15-second Instagram clip. And roll it.